Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we have F1 2013 Career Mode Season 2, round number 12. It's the Italian Grand Prix. Let's get into the video. We just saw Alonso win in Belgium, which means he's up to third place early with a double overtake on the final lap to recover to second place. Means he extends his championship lead over Lewis Hamilton, and Kimi Raikkonen almost 100 points behind his teammate now in the championship. In the constructors going into this round, Mercedes have a decent enough lead over Red Bull pretty close to Lotus, and Ferrari further slipping behind in the championship fight. Italian Grand Prix is often the quickest race of the season just because the average speed is so high and it seems to be dry throughout the weekend. Let's get into qualifying. I stupidly forgot to switch the engine out after practice, so we are using a slightly worn engine, which is completely my own fault. Oh no, never mind. They put a new engine in automatically. We have 100%. That's fine. Nothing to worry about. There's a couple drivers crashed there at the Scary chicane in the second sector. As I've completely destroyed my first lap. I feel like that happens every single time I do this qualifying session. Now we get to see who caused the yellow flag. Who is that? Who is that? Is that Force India? That's Paul di Resta. Can't park there, mate. Oh, I'm so funny. Well, that first lap was ruined, so we're going to have to go for another lap here. Suttle setting the pace at the top right now, early on in the session. As on the final corner, we're exiting that parabolic turn circuit, whatever. Across the line we go. That's first place, and that'll be quick enough to get through to Q2. Vettel and Rosberg matching each other in that first session. Hamilton and Verne just a fraction off both of their teammates. And it's the two Ferraris. The Lotus of Raikkonen. I'm through in 10th place then, as those are the drivers knocked out. Bottas once again slowest. This time though we actually see Esteban Gutierrez squeeze through to Q2. Both Marussias, both Caterhams and both Williams out in Q1. I think we'll need a low 124 to get through to Q3. Set a 24.666 in Q1. That was enough to get inside the top 10. But I think we need to find a few more tenths in this session. 24.4 is the benchmark time we need. That's Sergio Perez's 10th place. As across the line we go, it's a 24.1. And I think that'll be good enough. And it was good enough. Hamilton topping the session with a really impressive time, which is 2 tenths clear of Sebastian Vettel. Raikkonen goes through in 6th place, early in 8th place. And Perez and Bianchi once again making it through it, which means Magnussen is out. Ricciardo knocked out. Kvyat also. Both Force Indias between both Toro Rossos. Di Resta ahead of Suttle. Di Resta was stuck in Q1, but he managed to make it round for a lap. Got through to Q2, but knocked out in that second session. Esteban Gutierrez, 16th and last in this second part of qualifying. The times are super competitive in this final session. A 24 flat will get me 10th place. So I need to find a load of time on this lap in Q3. 2 tenths down on Hamilton through the first sector. And 4.5 tenths down in the second sector, so it's not going to be anywhere near the front of the grid. It's probably my best third sector of the weekend though, so hopefully I recovered some time. Across the line we go. It's good enough for 6th place, I'll take that. That was the objective set by the team. And I am very happy with that as Mercedes lock out the front row of the grid. Hamilton ahead of Rosberg, that's big for the championship. Vettel in 3rd ahead of his teammate Verne. Alonso has outqualified me. I start in 6th place. I've outqualified my teammate Raikkonen. He's in 7th. Then it's Hulkenberg, Perez and Bianchi. Now all there is left to do is go racing. Like I said at the start of this video, it's usually the shortest race in terms of time taken. 27 lap race. We're pitting on lap 8 for the primes, lap 19 for the options. And we are starting on the option tyres. You lose a lot of time through the pits here. So if you can save a pit stop, it's worth doing. Well, there's only one more thing to do, and that's go racing. The 2013 Italian Grand Prix is next. Also, a massive run down towards turn 1, and it's such a tight first chicane, anything can happen. Usually carnage ensues. 5 lights are on, and we are underway for the Italian Grand Prix. There's a lot of wheel spin, and that first gear is so long that I get absolutely bogged down as we go through the gears. I've been swallowed up by 3 drivers, 4 drivers, 5 drivers into turn 1. What a horrendous start that is. I'm on the inside there of Bianchi. On the outside now for turn 2. Getting a better run out that corner. Raikkonen's got past me briefly, but I'm going to use Kurz here as we head through Curva Grande to retake that place. On the outside of Hulkenberg now in the Ferrari as well. Ferrari's home Grand Prix. I get him back and up to 6th place where I started. Now Alonso under pressure into the Della Roggia chicane we go. I have to brake extra. to avoid hitting the back of Jean-Eric Vergne, which I do anyway. Luckily, I don't get a penalty there. I was sandwiched between Alonso and Vergne, which was not a place I wanted to be. Raikkonen around the outside of me through the first Lesmo. I do enough to defend that place from my teammate. Alonso up ahead of Vergne, though. And Vergne down to 5th. I remain in 6th place. And there's somebody stopped there at the Ascari chicane as Vergne looks to attack Alonso, then breaks extra early into Parabolica. It's going to back the pack up a little bit. The pack being me and my teammate as I get a massive tank slapper on the exit of the Parabolica as well. And now, well, the traction not too good at that final corner. And now Kimi Raikkonen looking interested on my outside. He's not going to make that move up though. Got a nice run here on Vergne. I think my straight line speed seems to be much better than a lot of the AI out there. And that's an easy move there. Up to 5th. And now a run on Alonso as we start lap 3. It's looking good for me right now. This will be 4th place. The home crowd won't be happy with that one, but I certainly am. Alonso with DRS though down towards the Ascari chicane. He feints to the inside, backs out to the move, and there's contact behind. I think somebody has hit somebody else, surprisingly. Who is it though? Somebody's lost the front wing, and I think Raikkonen is now up to 5th place. No, that's Jean-Eric Vergne. It's Hamilton leading Vettel, leading Rosberg. That's the top 3 as it stands on lap 4. So it's no longer a Mercedes 1-2. 24.5 from Vettel on the previous lap as I set a 26.4. So just like in Belgium, I'm miles off the pace of the front runners on the option tyre. Hopefully on the primes it'll be a bit closer. I was thinking, looking at the tyres, I know you can't see the whole tyre. There we go. They're not too worn. If I could somehow, I don't know how, but somehow extend these to maybe lap 12, we can switch onto the prime and do a one-stop strategy. We are creeping closer to Rosberg lap after lap. So Rosberg not with the speed he needs if he wants to win this race. Is it worth even taking the risk extending or trying to extend to lap 12? I'm not sure. I feel like we're on a surefire 4th position run right now if I stick to the 2-stop. But if I do try and switch to the 1 and it comes off, we could win the race. Well, it is lap 8, so we're supposed to box this lap. The tyres, could they do another 4 laps? I'm going to try and stretch it to lap 12. That's Rosberg into the pits. Vettel also into the pits. Hamilton, though, stays out. So Hamilton's still in the race lead. For the meantime, I am up to 2nd place. Only just, though. Wow. Okay, I can't win the race, though. I cannot win the race. I'm only just ahead of Vettel after that first stint and after his pit stop. So I think I will pit this lap. No, I am going to do it. I'm going to stay out. We only need to do 3 more laps. I'm going to take the race lead here because Hamilton's in the pits. And there we go. That's 1st place. Hamilton rejoining in 2nd, potentially 3rd. And Vettel's done enough to jump ahead of Hamilton. He's right behind me already. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to win the race. But I've sort of committed to extending this stint now. They are about 2 seconds a lap quicker than me when we're on the same wear of tyres. Now he's got fresh tyres, about 3, maybe even 4 seconds a lap quicker than me, which is ridiculous. And even before the DRS has opened, Vettel already alongside. And there he goes down the main straight, pulling ahead as we apply the brakes into turn 1. Sebastian Vettel into the race lead. A 24.2 fastest lap as well. Lap 12, I've made it quite comfortably to lap 12. So if I was to box now, we do 15 laps on the primes, I think quite easily. Surprisingly, Hamilton not really catching that much. So I don't know why he's got no pace compared to Vettel. And there's been an incident further down between Sergio Perez in the McLaren and my teammate Kimi Raikkonen, with both drivers retiring. As we bring the car in on the end of lap 12 for our one and only stop, we're going to put the prime tyres on. We should rejoin in 4th place. There goes Rosberg into 4th. Alonso about 5 seconds behind Rosberg. You can just about see him in the background as we do rejoin in 4th. Purple first sector on my first full lap on the primes. That's a good sign. Something interesting to note. Hamilton didn't seem too quick after his pit stop. Vettel seemed very quick. Vettel pit for the prime tyres, which is the slowest tyre. And Hamilton pit for the options. So it is baffling how he's so slow. Compared to Vettel at least. Yellow flag in sector number 2 or 3. Somebody at the Ascari chicane I think has spun. And Hamilton into the pits for the 2nd and final time in this race. And I will move above him. So I'm going to be in 3rd place. I assume he's going to be very quick in this final stint. 10 laps to go in this one. I am about 4 seconds behind Rosberg. It's stayed that way since I came out after my final stop in this race. but we do expect Rosberg to be pitting in maybe a lap or two. Same with Sebastian Vettel in the lead. Although Vettel being so quick in that middle stint, he will rejoin in front. Once again, just like the previous stint, Hamilton not that quick. He's behind Alonso by a few seconds and about 6 seconds behind me. And I think we have the race leader into the pits. I imagine Rosberg is going to head for pit lane as well, and the Mercedes does. So I will move up to second. I will not be moving up to first though. Vettel already rejoining from his pit stop up ahead. He's about, what would you say, 4 seconds ahead of me. The state of the tyres look absolutely fine as we have 7 laps to go in this Grand Prix. The gap to Vettel 3.5. 5.5 to Hamilton behind. I think I've got that gap nailed down really. This is a bit of debris at the first corner. Could it be Sebastian Vettel? And more debris at the second Lesbo. And there's drivers going slowly up ahead. I can only hope it's Sebastian Vettel. It's probably not, but we can hope. And the gap has come down to 3.3 seconds between me and Vettel ahead. Has he got damage? The gap going back up again now, so I don't think Vettel does have any serious damage. Maybe he's missing a front end plate on his front wing. As Rosberg comes in with a scorching lap of 23.7 as he's currently chasing his teammate down for 3rd place. This result will extend my championship lead again because Hamilton is going to fall another 3 points further adrift. So this is a very successful race for me, and that one-stop strategy definitely playing its part. I think without that one stop I will be 3rd or maybe even 4th in this Grand Prix. Oh my god, okay. Life definitely flashed before my eyes then. I saw everything from start to almost finish. Now that I think about it, apart from Monaco Season 1 where we crashed on the final lap but were still classified, have I actually retired in this career mode in any other race? I don't think I have. Hamilton really starting to close in now. 2.3 is the gap as we're about to start the final lap of the race. I don't think he'll have it in him to close that gap and let alone overtake. So I think this second place is safe. Yeah, he's really turned the afterburners on. 1.2 is the gap now to Hamilton. As Vettel approaching that final corner, and he'll be rounding the Parabolica for the final time in this Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel is going to win the Italian Grand Prix of 2013, and I assume that I've thrown right into the championship fight as across the line we go to claim yet another 2nd place finish. It was a great race from Sebastian Vettel, who does not claim the fastest lap. That actually goes to Nico Rosberg. But Vettel winning from early. Hamilton completing the podium ahead of his teammate Rosberg, who does have that fastest lap. Fernando Alonso 5th place at Ferrari's home Grand Prix with his teammate Hulkenberg in 6th. Magnussen, after his teammate Perez retires, Magnussen finishes in 7th ahead of Bianchi, getting more points. Suttle and Jean-Eric Vergne, a rare points finish for the Toro Rosso driver. Esteban Gutierrez putting in a good performance to finish in 11th, just outside the points places, followed by Ricciardo, Massa, Di Resta, Chilton, Kvyat. He's been very disappointing this season. Bottas, Kobayashi, Stevens, Ericsson, and that's the final driver finishing the race. 2 retirements, and it was in the same incident. Perez and Raikkonen clashing halfway through the race. And we do still lead the championship. The gap is up to 14 points, so I'm slowly extending that. But you can see that Vettel now within a race victory of the lead of the championship as we're closing in on 200 points scored. Maybe it's turning into a 3-way fight. I feel like Alonso's still in the battle as well. We'll have 7 races to go. So really, anybody can still win it. In fact, how many points would you need to be off to not win the championship? 7 race victories equals 175 points. So everybody from Kvyat in 15th place and further down cannot win the championship anymore. In the Constructors, Mercedes extend their lead to 30 points ahead of Red Bull. Lotus now 46 points off the lead. And like I said, Ferrari, I don't think they're in the battle anymore. They're 71 points adrift and falling further and further down. Sauber, all their points just coming courtesy of Jules Bianchi having a standout season. Or has his teammate scored any points? Has Gutierrez got any? Gutierrez has, 0 points. So it's all was by way of Jules Bianchi. So he's doing a great job. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed that one, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.